right, well, we'll go ahead and get started again. For our first anniversary, we wanted to do something a little bit different. So what we've done is we've invited 4 of our presenters that have presented throughout the year with us today to ask them several questions about their business, about business in general, to share with you. So what I'll do to kick things off is each one of you, if you would do the elevator pitch, 30 seconds, who you are, your business, and what you guys do. So Paul.
Sure, Paul Matthews, started HandyLo here in Virginia Beach. Lived here in Virginia Beach for about 8 years from Richmond. HandyLo.com is a website that is designed for handyman businesses to operate their business better online. So using the technology of today. We started January 2015, did a Million Cups presentation about around that time. And so we've been in business right now for about a year and a half.
My name is Chris Slate, and I'm part of a company called Spark Street Digital, and we stream multiple camera video of live events. So we're sort of like a mobile broadcast studio for hire, but it's all online based so that people can reach a wider audience with their events.
I'm Hamilton Perkins. I'm the founder of Hampton Perkins Collection. We are an online retailer of accessories, so backpacks, messenger bags, briefcases, and we focus on impact and transparency. We deliver our product direct to consumer. We're focusing on crowdfunding as a distribution model. Came and spoke last year at 1 Million Cups, and congratulations on the 1-year anniversary.
Hi, Sherry White with StartWheel.com. We recently started this as a centralized location for entrepreneurs to find events, resources, and connections to mentors in the area that can help them out with their startup companies, provide them with guidance, and help them with any questions that they might have. StartWheel is intended to be a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs where they can find anything that they need to help them be successful.
All right, thanks. The questions today, our co-organizers have come up with a series of questions that I'll ask. There's no right or wrong answer, so just feel free to answer it straight from the heart, as they say. And I'll go ahead and start out with Paul, and each one will answer the question if you would. The first question is, what has been the hardest part of the journey so far? And what has been the most fun part of the journey?
So I knew this question was going to go up. And I was thinking about it even on just the way here, and all I could think about was, I think every single part of the journey has been difficult, honestly. It's there's definitely hasn't been one easy point, and even the things that I thought were going to be easy were not easy. They were difficult, but I could definitely say it's been fun the entire way. Even the stuff that we've racked our brains about, it's been a lot of fun in the sense of okay, we need to tackle this problem, and we really came up with a great solution for that problem. If I had to identify, I guess, one thing that has been kind of the most difficult, and we're still working on a lot of that today, is our business is designed around getting existing businesses to change the way they operate. We want to get them to use our payment processing system. We want them to use our database, our way to manage their customers, and that's a big trust building relationship. And so building that trust with businesses that have been around for 20 plus years, it's been incredibly difficult. So that we've been working towards, and we're getting a lot better at it too.
Chris?
So I'd say one of the toughest things is really staying focused on what you're trying to achieve. I think as you're going out and meeting people, sharing what your business does, learning what their business does, it's easy to get pulled in one direction or another, but really staying focused on what you do and the people that you're trying to serve through your business can be challenging. That said, the most exciting part for me has been getting more involved in communities like 1 Million Cups and meeting people and sharing stories with them. And then it's really wild how something you think is a passing conversation will later turn into oh, I can connect you with this person. Even though I'm like fairly new to this, I've already been able to help other people connect in addition to the people I was just in front of hoping that they would connect me with someone.
I think the hardest thing for us, because we sell a physical product, is sort of packaging the story in a way that's compelling enough to still be able to distribute it online. That is a tough thing to do, even though online today it's just like more and more ubiquitous at the turn, you know, to Amazon first before you go to the grocery store, that kind of thing. It still is. It's a lot of logistics, and it's a lot of you know, preparation, and you spend a lot of time thinking about you know, the consumer, which is what you really want to do when you're kind of building a brand. At the same time, it's the most fun. I think, you know, for me, you know, I'm not more happy than when I'm talking to a customer, or I'm going out and I'm responding to an inquiry, something that's coming in. I love creating something new, something that didn't exist, something that's different. That's probably the most rewarding. I mean, that's kind of getting away from the question, but it's fulfilling to just see a product that did not exist before you put your hands on it. And your prospects and consumers put their hands on it, and now there's this new thing that's in the world.
I think the hardest part has been for us just creating this idea of fulfilling a lot of different areas and making sure that they, you know, that we're providing exactly what an entrepreneur might need in a one-stop shop. And that's really hard to umbrella this all into one thing. So that's been a little difficult and challenging, but my favorite part and the most fun has been just meeting people and getting out there and learning, getting out of my comfort zone, which is where I am right now, and learning very much out of my comfort zone, but making myself do things like this and getting out there and learning to really put myself out there, and to, again, the most fun has been meeting people and just learning, you know, learning about different entrepreneurs, you know, meeting them and having them sign up on our website, and you know, seeing that we're actually reaching out to them and getting to them, and that they're, you know, becoming part of the community, I think is an amazing reward for what we're doing.
Great.
So, yeah.
All right, the next question, Sherry, I'm gonna start with you and work our way
Great.
back. How has your vision changed as a result of the reality of running a business?
The vision itself has remained the same. I mean, we knew what we were going into and what we were kind of trying to accomplish. Accomplishing it, you know, from a startup perspective for us as StartWheel, which was a year ago, and we've kind of had some delays with you because we're a nonprofit. We've had, you know, people who have worked for us, but they worked for pro bono, so we've kind of been put on the back burner, so there's been delays in that aspect. And that's a little frustrating because you want to move forward and you're kind of, it's based on what, you know, where you are in the process, and that's been a little bit challenging, but yeah, did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of got off on a tangent there.
Yeah, I think, you know, probably second to that, I feel like vision, you know, a vision statement, a mission, those things kind of stay true. They stand the test of business problems, or you know, things that might come up while you're running a business, the realities of running a business. For us, I'd say, you know, ours has been consistent, but there's been more intensity focused on our ecosystem and our community, and you know, people that kind of come to our brand for something that we provide them. You know, we try to leverage new ways and find new ways to, you know, make a better experience for them. You know, we started offline, collecting emails, giving value, you know, showing what we were doing, and you know, basically pre-selling our product, and you know, then finding out that, you know, this is a good idea, but why don't we make it a more inclusive experience that actually lets people kind of, you know, like journal this whole process with us. And you know, that's what crowdfunding allows. So, you know, now we're at a stage where we've got kind of, you know, somewhat of a novel idea where we're taking recycled plastic bottles, billboard vinyl, combining them to make a new product, and then we use a crowdfunding platform to put it directly into the hands of the people that are interested in what we're doing.
Cool.
But let me restate the question again, Chris. How has your vision changed as a result of the reality of running a business?
Well, like Sherry and Hampton said, I don't know that our exact vision has changed. want to share important events with the world and help organizations to do that. But I think initially we were thinking we can just show people how great our webcasts are, how the production value is awesome. And I think sometimes that's not exactly enough as you're meeting with clients. You really have to show them other pieces of, okay, this is how you can bring in additional revenue through this, and this is what those numbers might look like if you were to specifically bring us on for these events. So creating more of a full package around it and not just showing them the exact product has been something we've learned to do.
Yeah, so our vision changed a little bit. Our mission was still the same. We want to change the way the handyman industry works and get them up to date with the technology today. But our vision, we started actually doing business. We did find a new reality as far as what our customers really wanted, and so we had to adjust to that to make sure that to make us successful. So that was definitely a difficult part, but I think we had that turning point. We're actually speaking with a lot of people here. And then outside of that, getting feedback on our business as far as, this is definitely not going to work, but I really think you should go towards this avenue. Changing those things and making kind of a new vision, but really helped our business model to where we are today.
Great. Paul, again, I'll start with you and we'll work our way back down. What do you still struggle with today as a business owner?
Where do I begin? So there's so many, I guess, moving pieces to just keeping everything together, keeping things organized, especially when you start bringing the customers into the whole picture, because that's the number one absolute 100% priority is making sure your customers are happy, but then you've got the back end side to your business that is also very difficult, can be difficult to manage. So right now, I think the struggle is bringing on people without having the funds to do so, and getting people so interested in your business and finding people with that passion and I guess telling your story to bring sell them your passion on why you want to do this. We're at the point right now where we need help and we need more people to help bring get our business better. So there's so many moving parts in figuring out put the right people in the right positions to do this. That's kind of it.
Chris? I guess the biggest challenge for us right now is probably around finding those specific customers that we can serve best and would best benefit from working with us. Being based in the event world, a lot of organizations do like one event a year, but we're really trying to build relationships with those organizations that might be holding multiple events throughout the year. And then how do we fit into their system, in a way that works well for both of us. So that's really huge.
Let me restate the question.
I was just going to ask you, could you please?
Because you listened to their answers.
Yeah, right.
What do you still struggle with today as a business owner?
As a business owner, I struggle with probably, and I think it's doing things that don't scale for the sake of success. I think you have all these experiments, right? And you're just trying to find the traction. You're trying to find out what's going to deliver that over the top experience. And you can continue to go down one road and it's a shiny object syndrome and it looks really good and all is well, but you've got to really pinpoint the one or two kind of niche things that you can really just be better than anyone else. Finding that one thing that you're better than anyone else, literally in the world, you have to be better than anyone else and really just serving that. And I think that's probably the biggest challenge, because I see things that I do in a daily activity that we may bring great success with that, but in the long run we may have to pivot in order to really kind of do this, make the hockey stick work. So that's our challenge.
I think our biggest challenge going forward, and we've been working in the last year on the website, and that has been quite a challenge in itself. And now going forward, I think our challenge will be marketing and reaching out to entrepreneurs and seeing, the result of them becoming part of StartWheel, and making sure that when we do reach out to entrepreneurs and they do sign up, that we are able to help them, that we have a mentor program in place that will actually benefit from them going forward, keep them, attract them, have them recommended to other entrepreneurs. Just getting the word out there, I think, is our biggest challenge, is just making sure that we're reaching the right audience and making sure that they find value in what we're doing, so.
Sherry, again, we'll start with you, working our way back. What did you learn from presenting at 1 Million Cups Virginia Beach, and how did it help your business?
Okay, learned, first off, the public speaking part. That was the biggest challenge, and that's still, again, it's a work in progress, but I learned a lot from the feedback that we received, and I took that definitely to heart. It's great to get the feedback. It's a great platform for anyone to learn to be comfortable, to get to know people, interact, have the access to other people and other, their opinions and ideas, and anything that you can do as a company that will improve how you reach out and how you are able to help other people. So 1 Million Cups gave me that platform, and then from there, I started to get people inquiries and people that would, ask me about StartWheel and just start the conversation. So it was a real great conversation starter. So.
I think I learned probably the most about anticipation, because the conversation is, one of the most, that's what, I enjoy. I think that really helps, come up with new ideas. But it helped me inform a lot of the copy that we do with our brand today, because there's basic questions, there's deep dive questions, and then there's like philosophical questions, and it's like, if you can kind of approach the response or approach your copy as a company, so that like you kind of like solve that up front, it kind of helps you just have more of a focus. So, 1 Million Cups definitely, it helped me, I'd say, focus a lot of my copy, and just subsequent talks, I think I kind of, my pitch became, probably, more condensed, because I can be long.
I think specifically 2 things really helped me from presenting at 1 Million Cups. One is that the things that I appreciate about our company, I think are really great selling points, as I'm trying to explain them, people might not be hearing it the way that I think I'm explaining it in my head. And 2, also those things that I think are really great about our company and the webcasting services we offer might not even be important to the person I'm talking to. There might be something that I take for granted that they see as a bigger asset in using our services. So really listening to what the person that I'm in front of wants to know, and how we might apply to what they're already doing.
It was tremendous for us when we gave our first presentation. That was really when we were first getting started, and the best part about it was the constructive criticism that we got from a lot of people, especially afterwards. But one of the most important things that helped us the most was we had introductions after the presentation, and then those turned into more introductions and more introductions from there. So just meeting the people in this area that have given us that criticism as far as this is how we think your business could operate better, and then taking that back and evaluating it and turning our business into something better. That's been great for us just after that presentation. But then I completely agree. I think just getting up here and giving a presentation period about your business really highlighted the strengths and weaknesses of our business, and also we eventually, of course, our goal is to give these presentations 100 times a year to different investors, and to be able to do that in a certain amount of time. This was an incredible training platform, and not only the training, but give this out to the community too. So very, very helpful.
Can I say something
Yeah,
else
sure.
too about that? And I think the one-on-one interaction, follow-up after, you give a talk. We've had some conversations, and that really also that's helped me personally. That's a big takeaway.
Okay. All righty, Paul, what is one thing you would do differently if you were starting over from scratch?
Oh, man. Start with me.
Is that from a business standpoint or from
Any
a
standpoint.
presentation standpoint?
Yeah, from
Okay, so,
any standpoint.
yeah, I think that's actually pretty easy to answer. I think, research, by far, I think what we've done in the past year is honestly really just been research. Figuring out what we need to do to better satisfy our customer. I think building a website to start was a great platform to get started. For us to, say, okay, here we are, we built actually a brand, and we started that. But I think after we get started, we actually started getting customers using our service. We looked back and said, why didn't we look this up before? Like, how come we didn't know the answer to these questions? So I think putting in that time and effort to do as much research as possible and talk with so many people out there first before you really start investing your entire life into something, I think that's a lesson to play.
Like Paul said, I think research would be definitely something I would change, in the sense that we started approaching businesses and people as hey, these are our services, this is what we do, here's how they're so great, you want to use them? And really what we should have been doing is like, what are you doing with your live events right now? Who's coming to them? And how could some of the things that we are already doing, and maybe some things we're not quite doing yet, be beneficial to what's going on with your events as they are?
That's a tough one. I think if I could do it all over again, I'd still go about it the same way. Everything is going to look it's more clear in hindsight. I think I probably wouldn't, not that I'm a stressed out person, but I probably would have just had more fun. I would have said, you know what, this is what I'm doing. Everything's going to be okay in the end anyway. So, really enjoy those moments and, just kind of make sure that you're taking care of yourself a little bit.
I wouldn't necessarily change anything. I think that we were fortunate enough to have a little bit of a delay due to using pro bono services to give me time to research and kind of time to get comfortable with what we were doing, our idea, and what we were trying to accomplish. So in that aspect, it was really good. It was a little frustrating with the delays in the website, et cetera. That just gets to be a little old after a while. You have these timelines that you pass, and you see them past you, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It was a year ago, and we should already be here. But during that time, I learned a lot, and I got to meet a lot of people. I had the opportunity to get ideas and get feedback, and to incorporate that into the website in the end. So I think change, I would, time-wise, I would prefer to have been a little more ahead of schedule than we are currently. But I think given the time that I did have, I used it constructively to do research and to meet people and to get feedback. So.
Great. Well, several of you know I'm a big music aficionado, and one of my favorite bands is the Doobie Brothers. And throughout the years put on great music, but they've had members come and go. Why I mention this is these are members of our group. You're members of our group. The thing with the Doobie Brothers, once you leave the group, you're still a Doobie Brother forever. You're invited back at shows if you want to play with them if they come to your town. So I want to thank our panelists today for coming back, for sharing their insights on these questions. So please give them a round of applause. Yeah.
I got time for one question, just one.
One, okay, one.
Hey, I'm just astounded, I don't know whether I'm impressed or astounded, but when you asked what your biggest, you were asked what your biggest challenge was, none of you said money. And I just want to understand, is everything going well, or you making revenue?
I think I could say that. I didn't say that because I'm pretty sure you expected to hear that. I figured that it's kind of
Money's it's an enabler, but it's not always the problem solver. It kind of, in some cases, a constraint can offer, some of the most creative outcomes. And as far as unit economics, I mean, we've definitely been growing at a good clip here. Our audience for our crowdfunding campaign, it's a little different. Traditional, it's a little bit different than traditional because you're not just kind of looking at month over month. You're kind of looking at, okay, you've got one event coming up, and then you're kind of shipping it out over a 4 to 5 month period. So that psychology is a little bit different, but in the end, I think money is definitely the first part of it. But then for us, we've kind of done some more in social and impact and just being transparent, which allows us to kind of serve other stakeholders than just financial. So whether it's being a better company for the community locally, a better company for less developed countries, being a better company just overall in general for the planet, and kind of how we look at our supply chain. Those things kind of help position us so that money will become something that it'll all flow in. So that's it.
Anybody else want to comment
Yeah.
on the funding?
So for us, we actually started in DC, and our office in DC continues to be very busy.
Oh, wow.
So we were able to plan ahead and say, hey, we can allocate this amount of time and these funds to come and start something in Hampton Roads because we saw a lot of potential here.
Excellent. And as far as StartWheel, our success depends on these people because we are a nonprofit and we just want to help them succeed. So as far as profit, we're not for profit for sure, and we just want to see these people succeed.
1 Million Cups encourages folks that presented to come back and present again. I don't know, have y'all officially presented twice yet?
Just once.
Okay, well, again, that's an open invitation. Things change, times change, situations, so if you want to come back and give your latest presentation on where your business is at and where it's going, we certainly encourage you to do that. In the meantime, a small token of our appreciation, I have a travel mug for each of you for taking the time out and coming today and being a part of our celebration.
Thanks, Ray.
All right.
Appreciate
Let's
it.
give them another
All
good
right.
hand.
Ray, for those who did not see Mr. Hamilton Perkins' presentation, it's up on our site, but I invite you to come and take a look at some of his products he's brought here, very unique.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
I'll turn it back over to Kelly.
Well, I think, Ray, that was fantastic, all you guys, that was awesome. That was the best class in entrepreneurship I've been into for a long time. Your answers were, inspiring. I just want to give you all a big hug.
Would y'all like to see something like this maybe once a quarter?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Fantastic. I think that's it. That's our show. Thanks very much to Ray for putting that together.